Hello everybody and welcome to 2025. Welcome back. It's a new year. I am doing all things goal review and goal and intention setting for 2025. I am going to be doing it a little bit different this year. I'm just going to run through in the first half and go over the goals that I made for 2024 and see how we went. I did a really quick goal setting session last night and I went over a few things which I will explain. There has been some things that have happened towards the end of last year and start of this year that have really just changed me as a person and my perspective on life as a whole. So I'm going to do that. That will be part one of review and part two, which is setting myself up for 2025. So this will be a very chatty video. Grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a soft drink or a beverage, whatever it is, and a snack. Hold on tight because it is, I do apologize, it's going to be a very long chatty video. I'm just going to get my goals up. I'm just reading off the computer. Sorry, this is not the most aesthetic background. That's me as baby in the back. This is our office at home on the farm. If you've been following along for my goal setting videos in the past, you will see that I always divide my goals into categories. So 2024, those categories were personal, business, financial, and family and relationships. So I'm just going to go through and tell you what those goals were and we're going to see how I went. Personal, first up was read 20 books. I did that one. I actually read 47 in the end, and I'm going to try and talk through these really quickly because I know it can take a while. Next one was focus on nutrition and less takeaway. I didn't tick this one, but I definitely didn't focus on my nutrition as much. I kind of just ate what was in the house. In regards to less takeaway, that would be a yes, because we have moved and there's not actually really any takeaway here where we live. I guess that could have technically been a half, but I just didn't tick that one. Next one was 3 walks per week. Didn't do it. Phone free time 5 to 7:30 every day. This has just changed so much for me. I most of the time will put my phone up on the windowsill and it's out of sight, out of mind from that 5 to 7:30, and that's just a rough bracket each day. I have just noticed that this is obviously times when it's like witching hour with the kids and they just need that love and attention and that focus and presence 100% of your time and attention and love, especially when it comes to having to wind down for bed. And I just found that this has changed so much for me. My kids go off to sleep so much easier and the night a little bit more calmer, especially when it comes to actually getting into bed, because getting into bed was always a struggle in itself. And the last thing for personal was podcast course, which I did do that. Then we move on to business. And this is actually interesting because you're not actually going to see business on my goals for 2025, because I actually, not long after I had Oakland, my third child, I actually closed my business and sold all my equipment. I just found that it was too hard with all the kids and the scheduling and everything like that. For those who don't know, I had my own photography business and would do family sessions, weddings, newborn, couples, engagement session, everything. We obviously moved to a small country town and a lot of that business as well had gone. Just the interest was not there. Previously really popular for me. I was having to do a lot of travel back to where we used to live in order to get that income from photography. So that's something that you won't be seeing on 2025. I will not be doing my own business anymore. So I'll just go through it anyway really quickly. I wanted to get 500 Instagram follows on my business page. Didn't do it. I wanted to get 2 booked out months, which I did. I wanted to have a 3K month, which I did. And I wanted to go on a photography retreat, which I didn't do. Moving on to financial, I wanted to open Spriggy accounts for the kids. I looked into Spriggy. It's actually not recommended for kids under 5. Yeah, I actually didn't open Spriggy accounts, but I did go and open kids savings accounts with Westpac. So I did one for each 3 kids. So I ticked that one off. Have no spend days every month, which I did do that. Save $8,000 in total. We did. Set up honeymoon savings account. I didn't do that. I don't know why I've ticked that. Monthly budgeting and prioritize savings. Now I was really good at this in the first third of the year and then it just dropped off. That's something that I really want to work on this year, is to stay consistent. And the last category was relationships. So I wanted to prioritize friendships, which I didn't do, which makes me really sad. Then I wanted to do an extended family holiday, which we didn't do either. Date night once a month. We did this for probably 3 months in a row and then fizzled out, especially after we had our third baby. Slow down and soak up newborn moments with last baby. Yes, I definitely did that. And family adventures ×4, which yes, we definitely did that. So in total, I had 19 goals and I ticked 11 out of the 19. Actually make that 10 because I ticked one and I didn't do it. So 10 out of 19 goals in total. So breaking that down, personal was 3 out of 5 goals complete, business was 2 out of 4, financial was 3 out of 5, and relationships is 2 out of 5. So that's a quick run through of 2024. Now looking at 2025, there is a lot more on this list than there was in 2024, and I am going to try and breeze through these a bit quickly. But my daughter, and I'm just giving you a bit of a background of things that have changed. My daughter drowned on New Year's Eve. We could have lost her, and I'm not going to go into it any more than that because I want to do a separate video on that with a bit of a life update as to where we're at and what's happened and where we're going. But yeah, that has been a big factor. And then following that, a couple of days later, my nan has been in hospital and she's been flown a big hospital in Melbourne. So we haven't had the best ending to 2024 or start to 2025. There's a lot of things that have been going on within myself as well, and I'm just a bit over myself, to be honest. So I definitely want to try and find out who I am again. I feel like I've got to do a lot of soul searching this year because I feel really lost. Find it really hard to categorize myself in any other category than just being mum. So that's going to be a big focus of mine for 2025. But I did do 4 categories again this year, but the ones that I did this year were personal, health. So I've kind of broken up because health is something that I really want to focus on this year. Given everything that's happened, mental, physical, social, health, I've put separately to personal. Then I've got family and relationships again, as well as financial. So let's just go through them. Personal, my first thing there is to read 80 books for the year. Like I said, I set a goal for 2024 was 20 and I read 47. So I'm going to push myself even more because I do TBR videos. I'm trying to get into the Bookstagram, Booktube world, and I absolutely just love reading. It's my self-care. I do TBR videos, if you haven't seen them, on my channel, as well as monthly wrap-ups, and I actually pick out anywhere from like 5 to 8 books for the month to read. So when you think about that and think about 20, that's probably was putting myself a bit too low, but I was only just getting back into it and I wasn't sure how I was going to go with the dynamic of adding a 3rd child into the family and how much time I would have for reading, etc. So, but I've made it a priority, and yeah, I'm going to set the bar even higher this year and read 80 books. The next goal is practice patience, no yelling, and better response mechanisms. So this is something that I really want to work on within myself, just how I respond to the kids' emotions and their needs. And I just feel like I am constantly in a state of overstimulation, like I have noise and everything just going on constantly, and I just feel like it all builds up and it works up so much that I explode. Let's just say that in a nice way. And I definitely do take it out on my kids a bit, and I just feel like that's something that I want to stop and not how I want to raise my kids and have my family exposed to. So I definitely want to put the work into myself and work on that. Then the next thing I've got is nurture myself first and then others. That comes into that whole mum box that I was just talking about. But I've written down here also, I can't be my best for my kids if I don't pour into myself. I need to start keeping promises to myself to put myself first. I have put myself aside for nearly 4 years now, and it's time that I need to start filling my own cup up so that I can be the best version of me and the best mum for my kids. Other thing I've put down is a screen time one. So stay phone free between 5 and 8:30 p.m. every night, and do not go on your phone in the morning before 8:30 a.m. Like I said, I've just found so much more improvement with the kids and everything in general. So I'm extending that time every night, and I'm also making sure that when I wake up, I'm not picking up my phone or I'm not scrolling or whatever. Like, I'm getting up. One thing I really want to do in regards to that as well is I just feel like when I'm woken up by the kids, it's like fight or flight mode. It's like you go into, oh my God, I've got to do this, got to do that, got to do that. When I'm woken up by my kids, it's just like, oh my God, like stress responses are released, and I'm just like, what the hell? Things that I did a couple of times throughout the year, which I really enjoyed, I would set myself an alarm for like 5 a.m. or 5:30 while my husband and that was home. Like, I'd go in and do a Pilates class, or go in and do like a walk, or go to the gym or whatnot. Or even sometimes it would just be something as simple as getting up and reading my book until doing my hair and makeup and that sort of stuff until the kids woke up. And I just found myself so much more relaxed of a morning. Stay consistent with Bookstagram and YouTube content. I turn 30 years old this year, which is the next thing, literally in less than 2 months. I am not big on parties. I don't want to have a 30th birthday party, dinner, whatever. I just want to go to the beach. Get me to the beach for a holiday. The next thing is get an e-reader. I obviously love reading and love books. I'm spending so much money on books and I don't have the space or the capacity to be able to store them anywhere, considering we are living in our family home. So an e-reader is something that I'm going to ask for my birthday, probably a Kobo. I'm a bit cautious about it because I do love the whole aspect of reading a physical book and getting off technology. And I know it's different and whatnot, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. So anyway, we'll see. The next thing I have got on here is cover up forearm tattoos with a new tattoo for the kids. I have these tattoos here. Absolutely hate them. I don't know why I went through with it because the guy was literally high in front of me. I should have just walked out and not got them. They're terribly done. No one ever knows what this is. This is supposed to be my dog and everyone always thinks that it's a sloth hugging a tree. Terrible. Now that I am finished having children, I really want to get some sort of tattoo there to cover up those terrible ones. Moving on to the next category, which is health, is I want to start counseling, especially trauma counseling, therapy, psychologist, whatever that may be, whatever is accessible around here. Run 10 kilometers non-stop. I used to be really good at running, used to be really fit and everything before kids, and yeah, like 10 kilometers would be absolutely nothing for me. Now I don't even know if I could run 1 kilometer non-stop. So I know running's a big phase at the moment, but honestly, it used to be such a good thing for me mentally. It is. It's a mental challenge as well as a physical challenge, running. So yeah, I definitely want to get back into my running. My brother brought me a Garmin watch for Christmas and I brought myself some running sneakers. So watch this space. I want to feel comfortable in my own clothes again. I feel like a slob. I feel like massive identity crisis. I just don't feel like myself. I'm definitely not at my best, and yeah, fuel my body for functioning rather than eating just because I'm hungry. And in doing that as well, I am starting the EBT 8-week summer challenge starting next week actually. Focus on supplement intake is the next one. Do the Rise and Conquer Rebirth course. Jade actually got this for me for Mother's Day last year. That's all I wanted, which is all about motherhood and finding yourself in motherhood and everything again. And the last one for health is make effort each and every day to feel good, and in brackets, do my hair or makeup or wear a nice outfit. I just need to put the effort back into myself. This was something that I started doing when we were in COVID, in lockdown. One thing that I actually started doing was putting on my makeup and doing my hair, putting on some nice clothes, not just like big baggy clothes, like comfy clothes and whatnot. Was actually making sure that I was putting in effort to myself, and I just found such an improvement in my mental health and the way that it made me go about my day, like, because look good, feel good. Literally wrote hair or makeup or outfit because sometimes it just gets a bit hard to do all. Moving on to family and relationship. Again, like I said, what's happened over New Year's and the start to this year has definitely had an impact on this category. So you will see a lot of things are more about feelings and attentiveness rather than measurable goals. So first one I've got is always be present and attentive to children's needs and emotions. Presence is such an amazing thing in the way that your kids interact with you. And I have just noticed so much, especially with my son. He is like my daughter. She's so independent. She will just go away and like freely spend her time with her toys or playing with her room or reading a book and whatnot. She is so, I don't need you, I'm fine. Where my son is the polar opposite. He always wants someone to be playing with him, doing stuff with him. He very rarely does things independently, and have just noticed being so much more present with him, especially the second half of this year, and spending that actual one-on-one time with him is something that I want to do with each kid going forward, because it just makes such a difference in their day. And even if it's like 10-15 minutes solo time with each kid or a group activity altogether, it's just, you can see the light. I just want to be more in tune with their needs and emotions in regards to, you know, them acting out and acting the way that they are, and figuring out what it is, reminding myself that they're not being naughty, they're not being challenging, they're not doing these things just to make your life hard. There's something going on and it's an emotional response. So that's something that I want to start getting in tune with, is working out ways that I can click into that and react better with them for that. Next is I want to go on 2 holidays minimum. Then I want 2 family photo shoots this year. So I'd love one at the start and at the end. And I've actually got one booked in for February. And then I'd like to do another one around November. Pour into friendship. I have friends, but none of us live near each other anymore. My closest friend is 2 hours away, and I just really want to focus on putting in the effort to have catch-ups. And even though sometimes that might be really hard to do in person, maybe I can schedule first Sunday of every month we do a FaceTime check-in and catch up. That's something that I just really want to do with all my closest friends because they mean the world to me. I want to always go big on birthdays, holidays, etc. It's something that I have really wanted to do and focus on for my kids, and just always create the magic and just feel like the most special people in the world, because they truly are the most special people in the world to me. I want to do monthly marriage check-ins and goal setting like I talked about in the 2024 goals with the monthly date night. That's just not something that is like viable at the moment. I was thinking monthly marriage check-ins and goal settings. It could be, you know, something like once a month we sit down when the kids are in bed or whatnot and just check in with each other, set our goals and intentions for each month and see how we're going in general. Then the final one for family and relationships is start looking into a new family home. So like I said, our house is currently up for sale. It's on the market, going on auction at the end of January. Yeah, I would love to start looking into in the first half of the year, maybe the second half of the year, I don't know. Just start looking into the area and, you know, what's available and whether we would build or buy a house or what it is. So moving on to our final category, which is financial. I want to put $1,000 into each kid's account by 31st of December 2025, and I want to set up a new budgeting system that both Jade and I report into. I have done the budgeting systems in the past, and even with our joint account, Jade just has not been involved. So I want to make something, which I've just found something yesterday actually. I was looking and I've just found this spreadsheet where he can view it as well and make changes. So new budgeting system, something I really want to focus on too, because that leads into the next goal. This year is all about sacrifice, focus on financial needs rather than wants. That is just all about getting back into saving and, you know, getting rid of unnecessary spending, and yeah, just focusing on setting ourselves up again. The next one is $20,000 in savings account by 31st December 2025. Pretty self-explanatory. I want to do no spend days every month again. Save for our honeymoon. Jade and I have just really wanted our honeymoon to be in America. We want to go around and, you know, watch basketball and sports trip, because yeah, we absolutely love NBA, and I'm just so worried that we're never going to get to see our favorite players again, because they are getting towards the end of their career and I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be playing professional NBA basketball. And I just really want to get a trip locked in so that we can go around and do that. It would obviously be something kid-free. Jade and I got married in 2022 and it's now 2025 and we still haven't had a honeymoon, but that is also because we have been having kids. Definitely want to prioritize that, try and make that happen, whether it's 2025 or 2026. And the final thing on here is for Jade to get a bigger car. Jade has a Ford Focus at the moment and it can't even fit the pram in the boot. Kids are growing and getting a bit bigger. Mike is sitting in his car seat and he is behind Jade and his knees are touching the back of the chair, so it's just not comfy. If we're going anywhere as a family, we're always in my car, or if I'm staying home and Jade wants to go somewhere with the kids or do something with the kids, he always takes my car. He needs a bigger car. Moving on to something that's a little bit different, which I'm adding in this year, is some themes. So I've made 3 themes for the year that I really want to focus on and embody and, you know, drive my decisions and choices and actions for the year. So I have made 3 themes, the first one being abundance, the second one being magic, and the third one being fulfillment. So in regards to abundance, I am talking, I just want to feel very abundant in everything that I'm doing, every aspect of my life. I just want to feel very clear and feel like I am channeling in the right energy and making positive changes to make sure that everything just feels so aligned. Magic is the second one, and that is just all about my kids. They are the magic for me. They are the magic in my life, but I want to then in turn give them the magic. I just want to focus on really celebrating everything, even the small things, and just making a big deal out of everything. Birthdays, holidays, Christmas, Easter, everything. Just really focus on keeping the magic alive in childhood, because they're going to be grown up in no time. Third and final one is fulfillment, and I feel like that one is just very self-explanatory. I just want to feel very fulfilled in everything that I'm doing. Again, just like I'm attracting the right people, energy, decisions. I want to feel very fulfilled in every aspect of life, whether that's socially, whether that's mentally, whether that's financially, whether it's physically, whether it's with my kid, in a job, etc. Anyway, I know that that was a very chatty video. I also may look a little bit different. I didn't even say I actually went and got my hair colored. I definitely need to start prioritizing my myself. Anyway, I have talked enough. I've talked to ears off this video, so I apologize very, very deeply. But that is what is in store for 2025, and it's only going to get bigger and better from here. And I'm so excited. I'm just so excited to be present and enjoy this journey that life is taking me on. So thank you so much for watching, and I would love to hear if you could comment below some of your goals for 2025. But I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.